Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, call me Meech, and I'm back here with another NBA 2K20 unveil video for you guys, man. So today we got the gameplay blog from 2K highlighting all of the new features, or basically telling us what the gameplay is going to be like in 2K22. So that's what we're kind of gonna be going over today here for you all, man. Pretty excited. But we will just go ahead, we'll dive into it. Now I'm gonna kind of skim through this article here. As you see, it's 12 minutes long. I don't want to read the whole thing. A lot of stuff they kind of say year over year, so I don't want to kind of reiterate some of the stuff that that's always going on, but we'll go ahead and get right into it. So if you are new to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification. That way you do not ever miss a new video. And if at any point you do rock with the channel, or this video helped you out, you do like the information, whatever the case is, man, drop a like, as it does help us get recommended. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this. Now I will say, just preemptively, before we go through this, we got a gameplay blog for 2K21 and the speed glitch wasn't in there, so take this with a grain of salt, man. Like I said, we can kind of get an idea of what's going on, but like I said, we won't really know what we're working with until the game drops. All right, so we're gonna kind of skip over this. This is just them basically introing what they wanted to do, but they did say the main priority they wanted to hang on was defense. All right, so let's see what's going on with defense. They said primary goal for defense was to give gamers the tools to be able to really change the outcome. Like I said, I'm going to be skipping over here, so I'll put the link to the article in a description for you all to fully read. But this basically says that we wanted to be able, if you wanted to be able to clamp up somebody, you could enforce a pass. If you're a rim protector, they wanted you to protect the rim, so they redesigned some stuff. All right, so all new shot contest and blocking system were completely rebuilt, leading to several new snatch blocks and volleyball spikes that never happened before. This also paved the way to reward basketball IQ much more in our shooting systems. They did say that they removed the ghost contest from next gen. So if you don't know what that is, that was when you're completely out of position. You would just jump from like the paint with a 7-footer at somebody on the 3-point line, be nowhere near them, and still get some type of contest. So supposedly those are removed from next gen. On the other hand, properly crowding shooters with good contests will result in plenty of bricks and air balls. And then they said that getting a hand in the shooter's face will actually lead to you actually getting a contest. So I guess they're saying if you're open, you should be open. If you're contested, you should be missing more. So we'll see how that happens. All right. So it says for floor defenders, body up rise and bumps feel much more rewarding. Now they did say unwanted bump steals have been removed. We're just gonna have to see about that, because bump steals have been a thing since I don't even know how long. It's just been a thing. All right, bump steals are like the easiest way to play, or the most effective way to play defense in 2Ks, which it shouldn't be. So they said it's removed, so we would just have to see. And they also say that you'll see a lot less sliding. Like I said, they highlight that every year, so we're just gonna have to see. Steals also received an upgrade with a greater emphasis placed on the steal attribute. Okay, so this is really key for not really the mod team guys. Cards are gonna come with steal ratings. Well, let me say it may make a difference in the beginning of my team with cards that are more defensive minded if they have higher steals. But specifically for my player, looks like you are gonna want to upgrade your steal attribute. So it says higher rated stealers with good timing and opportunity will be able to pickpocket at a much higher rate, whereas low rated stealers get sluggish animations that punishes them when they reach. So we'll just have to wait and see how that works out as well. It says also be prepared to see more layup / dunk strips from higher rated stealers when slashers try to force their way to the rim in a crowd, which that could become kind of overpowered. I'll just completely tell you that now. That could be a little overpowered, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see the ratio of how it happens. So great defense has not always been featured, but they wanted to make it in 2K22. All right, so that's defense. All right, so this is actually a big thing in 2K. Specifically for my team, it can boil over into kind of like the wreck and everything, depending on if you get AIs, but this is a big thing for my team. So let's kind of go into this a little bit. where they say that they basically use the czar, the X's and O's expert, to recreate the AI foundation. So new on-ball defensive positioning logic gives defenders more consistency in their positioning regardless of their distance from the basket. This enables a much less jittery defender who knows where they want to be in all phases of defensive positioning. So if that's true, that would be great, because there's times where you just can't move your defender, and it's actually really, really annoying. So this allowed us to tighten up the general defensive positioning, which means gamers will feel more defensive pressure on ball than was present in last year's game. So sounds like a buff to on ball defense. We'll see, because like I said, they reiterate that quite a bit as well. So this is talking about the hedge defender logic. Basically, I'll tell you what this whole thing is saying. It's basically saying that your help side. So when someone sets a screen, you have the man who's setting the screen, he comes up to help. Okay, he's the hedge defender. What this is basically saying is that before, the defender was so focused on, or it was written for the defender to focus on his actual man, which led to people leaving the guy wide open if you had a switch on it, or they would just give up lanes. So what this is basically saying, what they rewrote it as, is that they actually play the hedge and not the man. So they're sticking to the defensive assignment and not the actual man, which, if it works, is great. Again, that's if it works. Okay, so kind of going into a little bit of what they said. This year, the hedge defender can focus on the ball and play two offensive players intelligently. Okay, so like I said, covering his assignment, not his actual man. Our drive help was also built from scratch this year to give our AI help defenders more intelligence in their calculations for when to send help on the drive. We increased defender logic, controlling movement speeds requested in help situations. Don't really know what that means. AI will no longer send a defender to double a standing offensive player 30 feet from the basket when the user requests drive help in the defensive settings. Now, just let you know, you're probably going to want to turn your help off. I'm just completely being honest. And this is another reason why, as we're going to here. They say we now have the ability to have both single and double rotations take away the first or second passing lanes once help defense is triggered. This creates more opportunities for a second or third pass to find an open shooter. We gave the AI the ability to anticipate certain play actions like floppy or down screens. Basically saying that they're going to react when they get screened is basically what they're saying. Blah blah blah. This system helps fill in defensive gaps and sends help anytime a player has a clear path to the rim. The system can pick up that cutter and send a rotation defender to cover help when possible. That right there is why I'm telling you, you're going to want to turn off your rotations again. Listen, the system helps to fill in defensive gaps and sends help anytime a player has a clear path to the rim. If you know anything about my team, you know about your corners helping. That's literally just what it sounds like to me. It says the system can pick up that cutter and send a rotation defender. It basically sounds like they're going to leave the corner. So if you could turn the setting off and it actually works, see if you can really give up 2s over 3s, because everyone knows that's what a lot of people do on my team. They run to the rim, they basically bait your corner, and then they hit out for an open 3. You can't move your defender from the help side. It's a shit show. So hopefully that works, and we'll see. So dribbling. I'm going to skip a lot of this, but they say, you know, they remove 101 basic size ups to replace by 101 signature size ups. Basically, they're saying that they're bringing in uniqueness. Okay, so when they come in here, they're talking about KD's hezzy cross, hardens around the leg between the moves, Steph's quick machine gun cross, and Luka's methodical rocking back. So the rhythmic style of the way the players dribble supposedly is what's in here. You know, 50 unique signature size up packages to choose from. All this rhythm, combos. They're basically just saying you can do all this stuff and kind of chain together combos with the free movement of the stick. Literally, guys, that's why I'm kind of skipping over this. It's just because it literally is saying the same thing. Okay, like there's nothing really that is saying. From the movement to the new moves and combos are going to be identical between current and next gen. So they have this thing where they're supposedly making these games very similar. So if you're a player who plans to play both, you won't have to learn 2 different systems like last year, which is a dub. I don't know. We'll have to see, man. We'll have to see. I just don't understand how a next gen system with so much power can be identical to a current gen when they said that they reached the limitations of current gen. I don't know. We'll have to see. The only thing I have an issue with this, guys, yeah, this is all good. You can do all these combos and blah, 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 blah. But if a dribble glitch and the shifty dribble style is what it was, like it was in 2K21, like all of this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you can strategically break down your defender, whatever the case is. If the next person can just do a dribble glitch and they're at the rim. That's all I'm saying. That's kind of why I'm skipping dribbling, because we'll just have to see. We'll have to see what that looks like. So post play, guys, basically they're saying they have new things in post play where you can, you know, start one way, spin back the other way. We'll see. Post play has never been that great in 2K, and that's why nobody does it. Even if they're some of the best post players, they never make it worth it. Okay, someone cheesing you over you playing strategically in the post never works. So we'll just see. They said they improved it, so they said they improved it. So going into shooting has undergone many changes for 2K22. There's a new shot meter with a dynamically resizing make window. It will expand when you're taking high quality shots with good shooters, but shrink when heavily contested, shooting with a lower rated shooter, or your fatigue. So basically it's saying there's a whole new meter. No one asked for that. Okay. But basically it's saying it's going to be rewarding you if you have a higher rating and you're open, over if you're a lower rated shooter or you're taking contested shots. They say it sounds elementary, but it's broken almost all the time. So we'll see if they really fixed it. Hopefully they did. Shot timing still plays a major role. You can turn your shot meter off and get a boost, as in every year, guys. That's really it. So shooting, they say the same thing every year, really. Like we said, we'll just have to wait and see how that works. So finishing, few points to highlight in finishing, guys, is that they've added supposedly some type of like skill gap into it. Basically what happened, they're saying with the revamped blocking system you can protect the rim better, but they said on next gen you have added timing meters for alley-oop and aggressive dunk. So aggressive dunk is when you pull down on the shot stick to do like your showtime dunk or your flashy dunk, and then alley-oops. And basically what it's saying is that you need to press the shot button at the right time to finish it off. So when you're in the air, if you press it too early, you know, you may miss the ball. If you press it too late, you may get rimmed. You have to time it right. And I guess it's the same thing on the aggressive dunks. So I have to see. You can force bounce past alleys instead of them being just a can animation. And then holding sprint and pulling straight down on the pro stick will trigger the aggressive skill dunks when you have a defender standing underneath the rim. Using that feature will let you basically force a dunk attempt on demand as long as you have a strong dunker and you have a better runaway. Now my only problem with that is, okay, you can force the attempt, but are you going to make it every time? Because that's what last year was. If you ran to the rim, you went for a showtime dunk, you were most likely putting somebody in the rim. So even though you can force the attempt, are you going to make it if, you know, someone has good position or timing with their jump? There's also dunk celebrations, and then there's a dunk style creator. It's kind of vague. It doesn't really tell you what it looks like, but it says you have control over the exact style of your dunk packages and lets you equip more dunks. So we'll kind of see what that is. Now the last thing we're going to talk about is the build badges and Takeover. Kind of highlight just a few points. So the brand new player builder on next gen that allowed you to set your attribute caps however you saw fit. There's growing pains. We made adjustments to create more balanced builds and give incentives for creating all different types of players. Smalls will see distinct advantages over bigs and vice versa. We shall see. So expect to see a lot of variety. We shall see. The amount of badge points at your disposal has been increased significantly, giving you more options for how you badge out your player. It makes it easier to see some stuff. There's badge loadouts, guys. That's the big part of this. There's badge loadouts, which means that you can toggle between what badges you have equipped based on how you're playing, or even based on the matchup stepping on a god next spot. So if you see bigger players, you can have a preset thing badges where you can just quickly flip instead of trying to jump off the spot, switch your badges and all that. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. There are also new badges, guys. So new badges that we have: fast twitch, ability to get off the floor quicker for standing layups and dunks; grace under pressure, ability to convert standing layups more effectively; limitless takeoff, the ability to soar from further away on driving dunk attempts, which sounds overpowered; mouse in the house, the ability for bigs to finish over shorter players more efficiently, which just should be a thing, but there's a badge to that. Ability unstrippable is the ability to secure the ball better when gathering for a layup or dunk in traffic, I guess. Chef is the ability to knock down Steph like off dribble threes. Okay, so Lucky 7 boosts your ability to score when shooting early in the shot clock. Maybe some fast-paced offense going on in 2K22, guys, if this is a badge. Mismatch Expert, the ability to successfully shoot over taller defenders on a switch. The ability to successfully shoot over taller defenders. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, you can shoot over taller. I don't know. That sounds like that can be kind of broken, but we'll see. Glue Hands is the ability to make difficult catches and quicker branch out to a shot or dribble. Hyperdrive boosts the speed and effectiveness of moving dribble moves. So if you're a dribble head, you may need that. Quick Chain is the boost to ability to quickly chain dribble moves. So it looks like you'll need both of those. Post Playmaker is the boost the effectiveness of both shots and moves when playing in a post. If the post is broken, this badge won't be equipped. Increase the effectiveness of triple threat fakes, jabs, and go moves. It's triple threat juke. Ball Stripper is the ability to strip layup and dunk attempts more effectively. Looks like they had a counter badge to that somewhere up here, this unstrippable thing. So that's good to see at least a counter badge is actually included. Hustler is the ability to get scrappy 50 balls. Okay. Menace significantly drops the offensive ratings of opponents when you smother them. Now that badge sounds like it could just be broken. If you play 2K, you know that pressing is just a big thing. Whether it's Pro-Am, whether it's my team, pressing is a big thing. So if someone could just simply press me and drop my attributes, I don't know how I feel about that. So at the end here, they say that brings our total badge count up to 80, which I personally don't like. I think it's too many badges. I think it's over excessive. And I think it ultimately leads to the game kind of being broken in the sense that we say it is. I wish they would kind of limit the badges, dissolve some of these badges, or just take them out completely. But there's 80 badges. Now, the one big thing is that they say all 80 badges, they said that we ported all 80 badges to current gen, a massive upgrade. So I think that goes into their mesh of current and next gen, is that how we had, on one gen you had Steady Shooter, the next gen you had Blinders, and Blinders was the best badge but the worst badge on current gen, but the best badge on next gen. So it looks like they're the same throughout, which is actually pretty cool. Okay, the last thing, they didn't really go over much, but they said they have these new takeover perks on next gen, modifiers that you can unlock and equip to strengthen your existing takeover abilities. They're going to talk more about that, and then it's the closing remark. So like I said, I always try to get through that pretty quickly. It looks like we have a longer video, but I wanted to go ahead and get through all that. Like I said, link will be down in the description. Let me know what you all think of these gameplay improvements in the comments below. Like I said, I think everything sounds okay as long as everything works. The only thing I don't like is the total badge counts, specifically for my team. We'll see how they kind of balance out in career. But like I said, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. That's all for today. Like I said, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like on the video, and until next time, guys,